Hmm.
Hi everyone, and welcome to a new Friday update. And today we'll have a look at the dialogue wheel that I've been working on for Aron's adventure. And why I wanted to use this is we were using a very awesome plugin from the marketplace, but it has its own little editor, and it makes it very easy to write dialogue and connect pieces together, but it makes it really hard to work with outside factors like accepting quests, taking into account quest related things, changing or activating other actors in the world is just a big effort to do it, and I noticed that it will stop me from actually doing these things. So I've been working on a dialogue system entirely in blueprints, and it just uses a few of these nodes, which makes it easy for you to set up a conversation. So we have NPC response, player response. You can do things with the camera. Now, what this also allows us to do, and what you probably noticed in the dialogue, is all these this little camera movements going on. So as we're talking, we can see this camera move from here to there. So this is just an actor that you can drag into the world, and you can set default behavior here. So what direction will it move to, and you can very easily change how far it should move, and then when you call the node you can say how long it should take for it to move to that point. So then it will make it a lot easier to have those cameras set up. And you can also randomize this. I try to add a lot of randomization. So when you have the NPC response, for example, you can select an NPC animation. So when she cheers at the end, that's like a specific animation, but I could also select a random animation, and then so just do one of those hand gestures that you can add to an array of animations. Same goes for the camera, like I just said. We can have multiple NPCs talk to Aron, which was a lot harder to do before. And sequencer support, as you those of you that played the demo would have noticed that little cutscene when you talk to Bernard, and yeah, you'd have all those little pieces tied together. I worked that into this dialogue system as well. So just a few nodes that you can call. The same goes for the player. Now, um, when you look at this, you can, if you know the color, so NPC is green, player is blue, and camera orange, sequencer purple. It's fairly easy to see what is going on here, but if you compare this to some other dialogue editors out there, this is kind of a woo spaghetti mess. It is all optimized, which is great. So compile times are pretty quick, and the size of the dialogues is pretty small. But since we're in blueprints, you can do anything that you could do in blueprints. So you could collapse this whole thing, collapse nodes, and we could call it um, let me help with raiders, and then we can add a branch in front of it, and we can actually check is quest completed, or we can do anything else that you could normally do in a blueprint. So you could check variables on another blueprint in the world, you can check if a quest is completed, and because it's done in blueprints, it will allow us to work a lot um, quicker with this, and set up more elaborate branches. And I did it in a dialogue wheel style because I really love that and I know it, and then I know what answer is going to be where. Left side is for specific questions. Right side at the top is a kind answer. Middle could be comical or just like a non-caring position, and the bottom would usually be a little bit more upset, frustrated. I don't have time for this. But yeah, if here I wanted to say at the end accept the quest, I could just call our function for accept quest or complete quest or any of the other things that we have in our project. Um, so these are the nodes that you can call. I also found out about palettes, which I didn't know about. It's like window and then palette, and then you can add favorites here. So now I have these. I can just drag them out and call them like that. There's also controller support, which would have been a bunch of work with the old system as well, and I knew how to do it here. So let's have a look. Let's just have a look again and see all these things come into effect. So when we start talking, hey Aaron, how are you doing? I can press keys on my keyboard 1, 2, 3, as you can see. So when I press 1, I'm doing great. Space is continue. And when I click now, you'll see that the text automatically finishes, so you can click through it kinda. And now when I switch to my controller, I can actually move the thumbstick around, select one, show maybe 7 or 8 perhaps. And as you can see now, the UI also updated. It removed those numbers because we're on a controller, so we don't need those numbers in front of it. And yeah, I can skip as well, which is nice. No worries, I'll take care of it. Bye. Yay. And I move around. So kind of happy with how this is turning out. It's not perfect yet. There's still some issues and bugs, but I think it will be a good switch, and it will allow us to make more dialogue in an easier way going down the road. Now I just have to go back and update a lot of the dialogue that we already have. I think I'll stick with this. At some point this will also be a package on the Unreal Marketplace. That's why you see the my programmer art in there. It's not it's like placeholder for errands, not the marketplace then. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and talk to you soon.